Hello fellow academics and welcome to the recording of my first live stream, where I'm playing the leaf codes on the crater map. The new faction that's currently a mod and in beta, but it's been a lot of fun, so I thought I'd share it with you. So here you go. What should be our settlement's name? How about the leafy greens? Okay. Same as usual, immediate pause. Actually, let me double check. Look at them. They are so darn cute. Alright, let's see how things are going. There's probably platforms and overhangs, restructures. Interesting. Corner block. Branch. How's that a branch? Oh, interesting. Okay. So, excuse me. Food processor needs science. Otherwise, we do have a gatherer flag. What about trees? Grapevines. Can they just place them without anyone around? I wonder. Apple trees. 15 days to grow, 8 days for food, compared to 6 days to grow, 7 days for food. And I also just put down more blueberries. Interesting. Okay, so let's do that, I think. Then we definitely need a gatherer flag. And I think we're just gonna place it right here. Put a little bit. So cool. I love the idea. All right, here we go. So next thing we want to place is grapes. Grapes. And I'll leave a gap. Just so I know that they might not have actually put the thing in yet, so it looks differently. And then I also want to chestnuts, maybe oaks, willow. Required, oh, I see. Requires a forester. All of these actually require a forester. All right, industry. Lumberjack, lumber mill. Forester is already unlocked though. Right. So that is good to know. So let's try the typical approach. We're gonna go over there. Make sure we can actually chop down some trees, because we will need a ton of them. We're still playing on hard. Means, oh look, they made things so much easier. All right, here we go. That is, I think, a good starting point. We want to place some forestry industry, meaning lumberjack, place one here and one here. And then we're also gonna set all of this to be chopped down immediately. Alright. So I'm gonna unpause now. So gonna set up a water pump. Move it this way. Put a path in like that. And then the usual, set this up to 4. Work hours to 20. And then we're gonna keep going. Fermenter. Chestnuts and maple syrup. Interesting. Alright. So things probably gonna be okay over here. We need definitely a forester ASAP. Because all of this needs to be planted, and that is our food supply. So, under industry again, forester, it does have a good reach. So we're placing that one here. Water is coming in as well. There we go. Plant murderer. Gives them a -2 bonus. Damn. So the easiest way to fix that would be shelter. How many fit in there? 4. Only 4. Oh, interesting. 50 science for that. Right. We're gonna place a bunch of these on top of one another. 4 in total. Want to make sure the forester is prioritized. Because we don't want our beavers to die that quickly. Alright. So far, so good. Darn cute. Oh. Building lacks workers. Ah, shoot. Lowest priority, of course. So we get a forester in here who can start planting things much, much quicker. Let's have another look into our plants and trees. 12 days and 12 days. 3 days and 3 days. And we do know we have a fermenter. It does need power though. But with the fermenter, we will actually be able to double the output from dandelions. So let's make sure we have a row of dandelions coming in as well. I'm also gonna place actually some over here. And then we need to figure out the usual dam pieces, regular dam pieces. Water wheel, a power dam. So darn cool. Problem that I see from the power dam is the power connection seems to be going out the sides. Oh. Do we have... Oh, just the regular power shafts. So power dams kind of useless to begin with. so let's go and do what we always do. Make sure we're building a dam over there. And we probably need some storage for our water. Small thing. It's so cool. Look, you can actually build on top of this. All right. Things are going okay. Need to keep in mind it pauses as soon as I click away. So let's see. Forster's still building all of this. Good, good, good. And we're already building the stuff over there. Now, we're still lacking, most importantly, a ton of wood. So let's go ahead, put in another lumberjack flag over here. And actually, instead of 1, we're gonna immediately set this to be 2. Okay, doing all right. Doing all right. Oh, darn cool. We have a bunch of unhappy beavers though, which is not good. But we're starting to have some space to make more, which will definitely help us out. First dam piece is in. Now I do need to prioritize this. Three days before the drought hits. Look at that, beavers are happier than ever. On average, at least. Let's make sure you actually have a decent amount of space to work with. I think you do. And then we do have oaks that you can start placing over this way. Let's see how far your reach is. Perfect to here. So I am gonna go ahead and set you up. Apple tree. Eucalyptus. Oh, this will be a fun faction. Right. Just like that. I think that gives us a good amount of oaks that might actually grow up when we need them. Okay, dam piece is almost in as well. Now the next thing that we need to do is the science hut. We do have an inventor basically ready to go. Let's place you just in the back here. Let's place 2 of you here. And you guys are just sitting around waiting. So let's look into our storage. Medium pot. Look how cool that is. Put in a medium pile for logs in here. I would love for them to be in the main game. Oh. Need to set you to collect water. We're doing good over here. These are growing up. Cool. First science hut is in as well. Second one is done now too. So let's see what else we can actually build. We could put in power dams that will allow us to create power from the regular water flow, which might actually be quite nice. Problem with the power dams, like I said initially, we need a vertical shaft. So I think this up here could become our industry area. But we also, as always, need to keep in mind what we need to do. Decorative floor. Ah, very cool. Right. We need to get up here. So we need some, we have ladders. We have ladders. All right. In order to get over here, what would be the smartest way? Maybe actually we just put down a ladder to go down here and then up on the other side after all. Oh, let's see. If we were to, I think this would be a good place to start filling it up. Like a different pathway basically over here. Although in the long run, we're probably going to run the bad water up this way. So, let's look into how we're... I've seen this before, the lumber press. So at the moment, we have 4 plant murderers. Doesn't sound great, but it is what we need. Oh, very cool. Right, I need to actually prioritize you and you. So you guys focus on what is important. Because we need to get over here for more trees. We should actually also have a relatively easy time to get up here to the oaks. Ladders for the win. Okay. In the long run, we want to run the bad water, basically block it off here, run it over this way, and have it run. Would we be able to do that? You know what? We might be able to do that. I think with this, we should be overall okay. How many? Oh, you guys have built now the medium pile. Awesome. Right. We do not need any planks right now. But we do need one for a floodgate. In the long run. And that we're actually, oh, they do have sluices. Right, they finished all of this over here already. So for one, let's make sure we have a pathway through here. And then we're just gonna build ladders. Please tell me they can go on top of each other. They can. There we go. New pathway, pathway. And with that, we're already up here. Which means we can relatively quickly build our dam pieces up here, which will allow us to block off the bad tide. Now, there are a couple of things that we really need. We need food because our blueberries are basically gone already. So, food, we need a fermenter. And our fermenter needs power. So we put in a treadmill. So this one will be the highest priority, this one right after. I'm gonna set a path in here. And then set this to be fermented dandelions. Our dandelions should be coming in soon. Give me a second. Kind of want to see how other people deal with the life stuff. Just in case. All right. Brand new faction where everything is a Okay. You guys have built this already? How freaking cheap was that? I'm gonna pause you. Once you're done, I'm gonna pause you as well. There we go. Paused as well. Now, you currently have nothing to do. I'm wondering if we should place more oaks down. Speaking of, you're basically almost out of range for everything. You guys have still actually a good amount to chop, so we're gonna be okay over here. Wait, I paused you. Because we're still waiting for the dandelions to come in. We're out of blueberries, meaning our beavers will be very hungry very quickly. And there are no more real blueberries here. I say this, there are few actually over this way. So let's go ahead and make our way over here. I love letters. Ladders, not letters. Ladders are definitely something that the main game is missing. It makes life so much easier. And I'd be okay with it being like kind of a limit. Oh, interesting. Do I need to? Oh, maybe I need to go over. Yeah, still very much like it. Oh, hello. Thanks for joining the stream. And the like. Just trying this out. New faction here. Leaf codes. Very cool. You're kind of constructing this tree in the middle. And I think it can have branches. Still trying to figure it all out. I've only seen it very briefly in a stream earlier today. But in all honesty, it seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. Although I am playing on hard difficulty as usual. And I'm not entirely sure how I'm actually going to make it. Because food supply is very different. You're starting out with just relying on blueberries, and I've already harvested all of these away, but you're also starting with the foresters unlocked. Then you can actually place these grapevines, but they take forever to produce. So instead, there's also the option to plant dandelions and actually ferment the dandelions into food. And already everything's already built. Oh, actually, look at that. There are some dandelions ready to be harvested. So let's make sure we're prioritizing this. Starting the food supply. And now I'm gonna pause one of our inventors to give us still enough builders to keep things moving. But with that, we might actually be okay. In case you're wondering, there are tree lovers. So the plant murderer is a negative buff. Whenever you have one of the beavers basically chop down a tree, they get this negative buff. And yeah, obviously that affects the rest of their lifespan and everything as is. So, very cool faction. I really like the idea. As part of this faction, I also had to install the ladders, and I don't know if you were there, as I was just going on a rant saying how much I love ladders, and I wish they were in the real game. But yeah, I honestly do. Alright, let's put ladders down here as well. We're at the moment in our first drought, and I'm already preparing for the bad water to immediately send it down this way, down here and through there. So we don't actually need to worry about this area flooding with bad water. I think that will be actually quite good. But yeah, we'll see how this goes. Yeah, besides that, I'm just trying to figure out if I like live streams, like making them. So, any comment? Appreciate it. Right. Also, the water tanks, they're actually solid, so you can start building on top of them. It's a really cool mod, to be honest. I very much enjoy it so far. Right. We do have another blueberry gatherer here. That is good. Because our dandelions, they are in. I guess they only take 2 hours to ferment. Very interesting. Right. Anyways, we also need to figure out a bit more water storage while we're at it. So on this map, typically I block the area off here and use that as additional water storage. And I think I'm just gonna keep doing that. Levies are still 120 signs, so we're almost there. There we go. So if we are to build that here... Oh, really? 1 science point? Anyways, most of what you see here is actually just housing. So all of these on this side, they're actually individual houses that can fit 4 of them. And this is a medium warehouse or a medium log or storage pile. Very cool. The way they connect is through ladders in the middle. See them? Isn't that awesome? I love that. Alright. So things are going overall, I'd say, okay. We do have now enough signs for the levies, so let's go ahead and unlock them. We're placing them... I will make our life a little bit easier and not place another... No, actually, it's fine. And we're gonna go a little bit further back, actually. And this way we can very quickly, very easily connect all of this up. There's one more thing that I want to try in this playthrough specifically. And that is kind of upgrading the way I'm actually building all of these. So I'm gonna just make that go away. I'd rather have it match, because then beavers will have an easier time walking on top of it. So here we go. Levees. Very cool. Right. And we're gonna set these to actually a high priority, because a bit more water storage, added water storage for the next drought will probably come in very handy. And this will actually not work the way I was hoping for. So what if we're making this a little bit bigger? Actually, we could just make it a little bit smaller at this point. So let's do that. There we go. Make sure we're connecting with our path through here. I also want to make sure we're unlocking our lumber mill. This looks so cool. Kind of a mix of the building just being on its side. Not quite, but yeah, I love the way it looks. These you can actually place up here as well. But we currently don't have any power in here. So for now, I'm going to build it there. And we're going to make sure that we're connecting it up. And I think it's also time that we add a little bit of more of power supply in there. We have the regular water wheel in there, which actually seems like it would connect in here perfectly. They also have these power dams. And isn't that cool? Again, big fan of the mod so far. All right. Let's remove some paths. We're done over here anyways. We had built the dam pieces over here that supplied us with water during the first drought. And then we can set up a water wheel over here. And then kind of just fix that up with a levee over this way. Just gonna high prioritize both of these. And we should now pause maybe you, because you're still harvesting our dandelions. Nope, no dandelions to harvest anymore. So let's go ahead and actually plant a few more here in the middle. I did leave that space. So we'll see how that goes. We should also, you don't have any purpose back here anymore, so I'm gonna delete you. You almost have no purpose anymore. So let's make sure we're gonna go a little bit further, delete you, and then place our lumberjack a bit further in the back. We're also down here now to chop down trees. So I'm gonna place you and pause maybe even both of you, to be honest. And then we're going to set these to be chopped down. Right. We also have this area up here where we can place another lumberjack. And I do have 2 unemployed beavers. I guess that makes sense, because we also don't have any lumberjacks anymore. Don't need to highest prioritize this. But instead, we're gonna make sure that our lumberjacks are, because once we run out of wood, we're in a bit of a pickle, as usual. So that hasn't actually changed. Again, sort of this plant murderer thing makes it a little bit worse for us. But yeah, just the way it goes. Right. And then in industry, this lumberjack can actually go here. Cool. Now let's see in terms of priority. You're still on the highest priority. Don't want you to be on the highest priority anymore. I really want you guys to build our lumberjacks. Okay, 1 in, 2 in. We should probably also build another living quarters up here. Very cool. I think this is more for like a base rather than to build it on top. Maybe at least. In the meantime, we're gonna keep stacking those up. Right. We currently still have 1 water pumper. We do have 15 beavers, so we're kind of cutting it close. But I think that is okay. They are now building all of this. Also need to set you on a slightly higher priority, as we're kind of rushing out of the drought. I'd love to just pause this guy. We're out of food again, so let's unpause you and actually pause you up here. Oh, we do have 2 dandelions in there. Should be okay. Again, very low on food. And you should probably plant more oak trees. By the way, wherever you are, can't quite see it. See how many trees there are? Holy cow. So much fun. Alright. I will actually need to unpause you as well, because we need the food supply over here. Oh, perfect. All of this is already done. Meaning we're now getting our power supply through our water wheel. And once this is in, it should also produce enough water for us to keep moving forward. Okay. Next thing we need, well, besides more food, these are coming in, but it will always take them 7 days to regenerate. It's quite a while. Quite a while. Alright, we need to figure out where we're going to store more water. But I do think building this up is probably the smartest choice. Excuse me. Alright. Lumberjack in back here. We do only have 3 builders. So we could consider, I mean, we would need to build more houses to get more beavers. So let's do that. I prioritize this one. Put another water pumper in. Ooh, beavers are not happy because they are hungry, which makes a ton of sense. 400 power supply. Awesome. Alright. You're still harvesting, prioritizing dandelions. Good, good, good. We could actually now put a secondary harvester flag, gatherer flag up here. And I think we need that because we need the dandelions to be shipped into our food area. I'm not entirely sure if all empty down there. Oh, let's set you to the highest priority. And then also make sure we're slightly higher prioritizing all of these. How did you guys build this one? Oh, of course, they can just walk over. That will make life a lot easier as well. Right, second gatherer flag is in here, which I'm hoping will give us quicker access to dandelions. This also doubles basically the productivity. which definitely good. I'll also set a few more of the dandelions to be planted. I think we ultimately just need the food supply. That covers pretty much all of it. And then, well, that's kind of it so far. We do have the logs. We're a bit short on logs, actually. Now that I said we do have the logs. I'm gonna unpause one of you guys. So we're back to 4 woodcutters. Another building is in, so hopefully we will get a few more baby beavers. Until we do, we're only at 14 right now, we don't high prioritize the water supply. Overall, we're doing pretty okay in terms of water storage at the moment. I'll actually remove that and put another one in. Set this actually to highest priority, because we will not finish this before the next drought hits. Right. So what I'm thinking over here is actually we're unlocking the single platform. Put 2 in there, and then put our levees on top. Now this seems counterproductive, but I do have a plan, so stick with me. Because the next thing that we can do is actually unlock the floodgates, put them back here, right? And once we unlock the sluices, we can put them in the front. Once the sluices are in, we can set these to be constantly open. And the sluices will then permanently control our water depth up this way. Which I think sounds at least pretty good. Plant murderer still sounds so harsh. Oh boy. Looks like there's a bit more space to put in some more oaks. So let's gonna do that. Oaks over here. Kind of want to see what the... Don't quite know what to do with the eucalyptus. Seems to be a building material. Branches, apples. Kind of just want to see what they look like. So let's put a little bit of an apple orchard in here. Nothing to do in range. Good, which means you're going to be retired. But that also means we need more wood supply. And I'm actually going to set you up on top of the hill. Because apparently we have finished those staircases. So highest priority for you. And then we're going to mark all these trees to be chopped down. Right, look at that. The grapes are in. Who comes up with that? That looks so awesome. Oh, you're already full of grapes. Which means now we're good in terms of food. Did anyone die hunger? No one died of hunger? Alright, I'm feeling a little bit better at least. Let me make sure again, we need 150 for the floodgate. We currently only have 1 in... Oh. Well, actually, I don't need you anymore. You have produced enough planks for 2 of these. Yes, you have. Awesome. Okay, and in addition, we should just put in some pathways over this way. Can you? You cannot reach down here. I wonder if I place the a ladder in this way, if you could. Don't know. Don't think we'll figure it out. Alright, 15 beavers, so still no need to build this. 1 open position right now. You're chopping down the trees up there, at least some of them, and then we can place you somewhere else. The lower staircase is already in. Can't get all the required... Why can't you get all the required materials? Apparently you could. Alright. And basically the same thing that we've built down there. we're gonna put in up here. Just like that. Go into the platforms. Oh, we need actually 4 planks for the platforms. Also should kind of high prioritize, not highest priority, but this at least. And we can also now unpause this. I don't think we're gonna finish all of that before the bad tide hits. But yeah, not the bad tide, the drought hits. But that is a curved levee. Very cool. Not entirely sure what it's for. But I love it. Oh, I have some ideas maybe down the line. Well, if we're ever gonna do a full playthrough of these. We'll see. We'll see. I think I'm gonna leave this online, see how people like it, and if people want to see a proper playthrough, maybe even on this map. I think you can make a ton of cool things with curved levees. It's more for the looks, I would say. No, they should actually serve their purposes. Future worries. Right. More oak trees to be planted. So our forester doesn't get too bored. Halfway through with these for the wood supply. So that's not too bad. Still doing okay with the wood. We're doing okay with the water. And like I said, we're not going to finish this before the drought hits. I am realizing they're actually going on top to build this. So let's put a pathway in front. So close though. To actually wrap this up. Oh well. I love the grapes. It's such a cool idea. I'm not entirely sure where they got sort of the graphics for this from. But kudos to the developer. Really, really cool. Alright, 5 days, bad tide. We're out of power, meaning we need to turn on the treadmill again. So we stick with enough food supply. I already have 3 food resources. And some of them also have the fur trade. Apples actually provides 1+ as well. Wait. Grapes. Where's the... I guess berries don't actually give you a plus. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Alright. Alright, alright. What are we gonna do next? Oh, still waiting for them to finish that. We're actually almost there with the science at 150 to unlock the floodgates. And once we're done doing that, we should also probably build this up at least 1 more level. Long term, might even raise it basically all the way to the top. And then build over here this way. Fun fact, this map was actually the first map where I ever played a hard playthrough and made it. And the way I realized, or what I realized I was doing wrong, I was planning my dams a little bit too small. So instead of having a little, initially I always built just around here, as trying to conserve some wood. But for my first proper playthrough, I actually built this, had a little pathway here for the bad tide, and then built my reservoir all the way along here, all the way back to there. And this was just completely filled up with water. And that definitely helped. Right. Random side story. We are now 1 beaver over the, what I usually recommend, 15 beaver supply per water pump, although they are actually working more hours. I'm gonna reduce that now to 18. They can sleep a little bit longer. And maybe we should see if we can't get the average well-being a little bit higher. So what do they have? They have a regular campground. garden, I guess. Observation terrace. This needs to be built. So I heard that some of them need to be built on a tree. Do they actually mean proper trees? I don't think so. I don't quite know how this works. Okay, bottom line is we can't build it yet because I don't know how. Right, we're gonna place a garden here. That should help with the well-being. And then once the apple trees are in and grown, which will still be a while. Look how cool that is. That looks so cool. Just sitting around watching trees grow. Very cool. Really like this faction. Alright. 20 more science, and then we have the levees. Not the levees, the floodgates unlocked. And then we can finish our first initial I guess reservoir. Seems a bit too small to be called a reservoir, but you know, I'm not judging. Alright. 2 more, come on. You're gonna call it a day. Oh, nope, you finished it. We're not quite there yet with the science, but they can keep building the stuff up here. That also needs to be done when the bad water comes. And I'm hoping, at least, that this is tall enough so it won't completely rinse us. Makes me think... Yeah, I don't quite trust it. So let's place a levee here. Hold another levee system basically on top here. And then we can sort of wrap this up when we get there. I guess technically, if we have the excess wood, which I don't know if we will, we can always put the levees up this way and then connect this up. Alright, floodgates should be ready. 160 signs, yes. Put one here and one here. Put both on you on a higher priority. So you guys get done first. Still doing good with food now. Actually, really good with food now. So that is awesome. You need to be moved somewhere else. Let's place you here. And then connect you up with a path. Very highest priority. And then we can just delete this one. All right. Oh, water pumper is in. Pause, 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 pause. You pumped a lot of water already. All right. We're gonna raise this actually to a level of 0.85. Gonna see how this is gonna work out. It should let water out at least a little bit underneath here. First floodgate is also in, by the way. Which means I should also actually place the floodgates up here. They're already doing a really good job building all of this. Cool. And we also need to make sure we ultimately have a staircase up this way so they can reach all the way back here. And I shouldn't have to worry too much about this side, but we'll see how it goes. Are we out of planks? Oh, are we out of planks already? We had 13 of them. What did this need planks? I don't think so. Oh, the platforms up. No, they haven't built the platforms up here. I didn't factor in the platforms down here though. Alright, I can pause you now though, because with the water, we have plenty of power again. that will be a good situation for us. Thinking this would be okay for the bad water. I would hope so, at least. Yeah, we'll see. All right. Construction materials missing. That makes sense. Oh. Power input 0, maximum 0. I guess fair. Let's actually have a look into science. We do have charging station, control tower, refinery for the oil, observatory. Now you need a ton of stuff, so that's not happening. I might pause. Maybe it's not worthwhile pausing the inventor. Oh, you're almost out of wood. And so are you. Which also makes me think we need to make sure we get over there relatively quickly. Oh, look. Both floodgates are in. It is not filling up beyond what it should. Let's see if we can raise it. We can. Can we raise it higher? Yeah. Now this seems like it's letting out as much as it's letting in. So let me try this. Whoa, that filled up way quick. Ooh. Okay, not quite what I hoped it would be doing, but I'll take it. We really need to unlock the sluices. Because while we can let bursts of water out this way, it will not help us ultimately survive. Did I place the floodgates up here already? Yep. I also want to make sure they are slightly higher priority than the levees. Good, they've already finished that. So, let's go looking for metal. Why is the metal so far away? Alright. It's either here or here. Where is... Do we have... Are there no mines? There's a mine up there. And a mine down here. And a mine down here. At really bad places. Maybe going over this way is the quickest way to move this forward. What we can do though, could do, not can, could. Let's see if that makes sense. If we span over this way, we can actually create power supplies to get over here. But I think this one would still be faster. So let's go ahead. What is... Oh, rubble. Alright, let's see. Ladder up this way. Here. Maybe we'll go all the way to the top and then ladder down there. Although if I just go around here. Ooh, didn't want to let me put it down. Yeah, I think this might be a little bit smarter in terms of wood usage. All right. So let's plan our path around there. To the ladder. All the way to here. Don't know if I need to put the path on top of the ladders, but we're gonna do it anyways, just to be safe. All right. Things are overall looking pretty good, I want to say. We do have one unemployed beaver. The best thing I can actually give you to do is become a researcher as well. Yeah, that looks good. All right, and you guys should actually... I think I said you guys should prioritize the floodgates in the back. But I really want you to prioritize the stuff up here. Although you're almost done with the... There we go. Floodgates sorted. Let's have a quick look what that looks like. Let me turn on the water too. Is it rising? I can't quite tell if it's still rising. Yep, it is rising. Alright, we need the power supply and everything else down there, so let's flood everything down here. At least we have a little bit of an overflow here. It helps. Look at how much water, excess water there is. There we go. Alright. Let's see. Another drought is incoming. We should be overall okay though with that. I guess we could also store a bit of extra water up here. Don't quite know if it's worth it. I just hope I don't forget to close these just before the drought starts. You're on your last tree. That's good to know. And I guess if we are also building up this way, in terms of water storage, I'll just need to figure out how to actually keep going up here. Alright, ladder is in. A bunch of these still need to go in. And then we also need another ladder down. No, we don't. At first, we can just go ahead, put in a forester at the end here. Just there. And he will supply us with a bit more of wood, especially now that we can... Supposedly you still have something to do. Oh, there's still one more tree that I didn't see. Alright, 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 alright. Okay. Alternatively, we could build this up as our first reservoir, but I don't think that makes sense. So let's go ahead and see where this would actually lead us if we just continue this straight. And I think that's exactly what we're going to do. All right, if we build that up like that, but you have nothing left to do. Bye-bye. 4 unemployed beavers. How are we doing with water? We do have 20 beavers now available. All right, I think we need... Maybe actually we need to just make sure we're heading down this way. Get our sluices ready. So let's look into this. Wood workshop, scavenger flag, 250 science. Whew. So, you know what we really need is more inventors. Yeah, leave it to the academic to say we need more inventors. All right, half a day. I do remember this rises pretty quickly. wait until we're basically 0.1 days away, and I think the rest of this water will actually just top this stuff in here up. Oh, 0.1 days. Looking good so far. We need to unpause you now. Bit low on logs. I guess we're still putting them into this. Yeah. We also need that wood supply. How much longer for our oaks? Actually, no. Don't chop down our our apple trees. Right? They're supposed to be food. Alright, oaks are actually almost grown. So there's probably not really a need to go over this way. Yeah, come on. Somebody could have hammered this into existence. Alright. I just realized I don't have the music on. And I think it's actually okay. Not graph. Settings. I usually keep it off. Just because I prefer throwing my own music in. Let's try to not make it too loud. Don't think anybody can hear that. Maybe like that. Does that seem alright? Oh, it's gone again. Oh, it's because I clicked away. Right. That panned out pretty okay, I want to say. It's less full than I expected. Alright, 7 days. We should actually be okay. We do only have one log pumper left. Why are you guys not finishing these? Did I set the ones back here to the highest priority? Of course I did. We first need more scientists. We're actually full with this. Let's have a look at additional storage. Oh, cool. We're actually okay in terms of planks for now, right? Let's see in terms of this. You need nothing. Yep, that makes sense. You need gears and planks. We need 50 planks. So let's go in here in our storage. Put down a capacity of 40, 70, or 180. Let's put another 180 in there and set this to be planks. Sorry, 150. Did that say 180? That said 150. I don't know what I was reading. 600. Very cool. Alright. At some point I need to figure out the whole branch system that's apparently going on. But, you know, future worries. Future worries. Alright. One of the inventor huts is in. We're now out of logs. You currently have nothing to do. I'm actually gonna unpause. Oh, look at that. The oaks are coming in. Awesome. So pause you. Pause you, I guess. Wait, who has nothing to do on range? That makes sense, because I haven't marked anything yet. And I haven't marked this guy. Alright, I'm gonna pause you though. We'll resume you once, you know, stuff has grown up properly. And I think that will be quite beneficial. Now, what foods do you think they could eat without cooking? Yeah, I don't think eucalyptus is for eating. Oh, hold on. Before I forget, industry, scavenger flag. Put you right up there. And then we need additional power over here if we were to put our grinder, which is the thing that turns scrap metal into metal blocks. So cool. We could also, I think, place you up here. I would love to. We need to reorganize all of this once we figure out power supply for our tree stump. Alright, you need 200 power. So what we could do, what would be the best way to approach this? Could try to block this off. Go. Although we do get a little bit of power down here. What else do we actually have for power? The manual ones. We do have the windmills. Large windmill, windmill, and windmill. I guess different sizes of windmills. Power levy tunnel. Vertical power shaft tunnel. Cool. Alright. Oh, we do have power levies. Ah, that makes me want to get rid of this. Well, we are in a drought. Let's wait until we're a little bit further, and then we can... You guys are already done with all of this water? Damn, people. Beavers. It's like one giant flood. I don't know if we're gonna make that. Ooh, accidentally lowered it too far. I don't think it... Yep, it didn't tip over, so that is good. All right. Okay. Oh, hello, a second viewer. How are you doing? Just walking through, this is a new faction that's currently one of the mods. Very fun to play with so far. Ton of new things, like instead of the fireplace, you got a garden, you got some grapes as a new fruit, you actually ferment dandelions and things like this. So we're just slowly making our way through this. This is now our... must be our third drought. We're already prepared for the bad tide. Once it comes in, we can just redirect it all the way over this. There's one really nice thing of this faction is they do have ladders, or, well, that mod comes with ladders, or it requires you to have the ladder mod. We're also currently growing apples, which is kind of nice. I wish our beavers would be overall a bit happier, but, you know, working on that. They're also all tree lovers, and this is why you see the plant murderer over here. Whenever a beaver actually chops down a tree, that beaver doesn't like it. So, yeah. Fun faction to play with. Besides that, oh, we do actually have a ton of logs again. We're also making our way up here now to the metal, so we can have a bit more of a sophisticated way of storing some water rather than, you know, the floodgate system over this way. Trying to slowly let out some water so it doesn't actually tip over. Guess I don't really have to worry about this anymore. But yeah. Also need to raise this up a little bit higher. Just so we can store more water. And that makes me think we should go ahead and build another level over this way. Hold on, actually. Instead of removing this, I'm gonna leave this in and pause these. So we can still get over there. Build this all up. And then we can sort of build the rest. Now we do have enough science, I believe, for the grinder. The grinder is the smelter, like this faction's version of the smelter, that will supply us with the metal blocks that we need in order to build our sluices to make things go a little bit better. So because this is in, we're going to unlock the builder set. Place that on our tree as well. Can't place it here, placing it here. And we're slowly building a tree trunk. Alright, I actually set this to highest priority. So we can get going with this. For the grinder, we also need to figure out gears. Because everything has been sort of replaced, I'm struggling sometimes with finding where it is. That's 100 science. So we should probably unlock you as well. How can we put you in here? Guess we could have a little... No, but we don't have any power over this way. Alright, so what we need over here, and because we do have enough wood, I'm just going to put 2 of the... no, this will actually not work. Because the entrance, I think, is in the middle. Still need to kind of keep it over this way. Oh, I can build it there. I can build it on this side. So let's go ahead, place in another levee. Then we need one more levee up here. Whoa, no water. Half a day left. We should be able to survive without anything dying. Yeah, that didn't help at all. Right. And then, like I said, we need the gear workshop. Gear workshop right there. 100 science, which means we need a little bit more science. Before this is done. Ooh, our builder's hut actually takes in a ton of beavers. You know what? I'm gonna pause 3 of them. Oh, you guys have built all of this already. Sweet. Right, and we're almost 1 layer higher. Water's coming back in, meaning I can pause the treadmill. Yep, that is the manual power supply. How cool is that? Right, let me pause this guy. Good for your health, but it's not needed. So I'd rather you be a builder. We're also a little bit low actually on water, but that might be okay. For now, at least. Alright, I've finished all of this over there. Let's unpause the next one and keep building this up. I also want to make sure we're setting everything up there to the lowest priority. Put everything here to the normal priority. And this way we're slowly going to build our well, our system up this way. Look at that. Apples are actually in. Who's picking apples? The Gavra flag, which means we don't have enough Gavra flags. Technically, we have enough food. You know what? Let's actually say you're prioritizing apples before you do everything else, and I'm gonna pause that additional Gavra. Alright. All of this is done. Good, good, good. Scavenger flag up here is done as well. We should build some storage for it. And I think we're just going to transport it over this way. For now, at least. Okay, regular pile. I think 70 is a good amount. We also wanted to wrap these up. So let's quickly prioritize them. Unpause you, highest priority. Oh, happiness reached 8. Well, the average is still 6. Right. And I'm actually going to pause the inventor for now, because I'd rather have the added builder. Alright, this has been built as well. Unpause, highest priority. And so we're slowly going to make our way across this pod, at least until we're here. And then we can just build the rest of it. You actually don't need to go through here anymore. So let me destroy you. And technically, in order to build these two, let's make sure this is still highest priority. And once this is done, I'm gonna build. Oh, you guys can actually build that through the corner. All right. So levy here, one on top. The one down here we're gonna high prioritize. It's too far. I removed too much of the path. There we go. Getting there. I want to say getting there. Maybe it's time to pause you. Put another lumberjack actually in here. Although those two are kind of doing everything they need to. Probably worthwhile to move this guy because he's not replenishing anything over there. So let's go ahead. The forester, by the way, unlocked from the start, which obviously very beneficial. All right, and then you want to store scrap metal. Also gonna unpause this highest priority. Then we can pause you for now. Good. And now we have more space to place down more oak trees. That was a bit too much. Let's remove these. And while we're at it, let's place some more oak trees down here. Cool, cool, cool. How is the dam coming along? Where are you guys? You're building the level on top here already. I guess that makes sense. Okay, highest priority to you. Pause the rest. I'm now gonna stop you up here. Is this a good idea? We could also just quickly go down there and have another lumberjack work on these trees instead. Anywhere else where we could go for trees? Nothing close by. Right. So let's plan for this. should we? Maybe not. Maybe instead we're actually just putting down another lumberjack flag right here. Highest priority, so I can pause you. And you guys are done with this now. Unpause. Highest priority. Right. All right. Where else could we go? No, I think I'm still building this down here. So let's go in, put a ladder down. Right there. Right there. Make sure we have our path system in. And then one more lumberjack flag down here. Make sure we mark everything as usual. And there we go. All right, unpause the next one, highest priority. I do actually just need to build... Oh, another drought. That I did not expect. But we need to speed up our build cycle. So I'm thinking... if we build a ladder... I guess we could build ladders up here. Oh, you guys can reach that already? Awesome. Okay. There we go. So now we're in a good situation where we can say, let's remove all the paths. Please, not the floodgates in the bag. Also gonna remove this one. And then we're making sure we're building our levees up this way. There we go. All right, and with that, we should actually be okay. Do I even need this one? If you're here, you can build this one. Yeah. I don't know if we'll make it to build all of this. I could pause. Who could I pause? I mean, you're full. It's not a great idea to pause you, though. I can pause the lumber mill. We don't need you right now. Oh, our gear workshop is producing, so I'm pausing you. And temporarily, I'm also going to pause our scavenger flag. So now we have a ton more beavers as builders. So let's see if we can't get this next level of the dam in. I'm actually doing good progress. Makes me wonder if we have enough wood to keep this supply up. I can actually unpause you. You still have 2 trees to chop down there. Ooh, it might be the wood supply. Ooh, that would be better. Yeah, all of you are marked. Let me actually put in a lumberjack up here. That you are the highest priority. And then I'm going to pause you down here. And you were basically done anyways. They might actually finish that. Let's also make sure they get up here. We have one more day. And that might be all right. All right. We should also think about then the metal production. I think we'll actually make it. Awesome. So this is kind of the... Oh, second viewer is gone. I don't know which one of you was here for the entire time, but for the dam, it's kind of a new building style I'm trying out, where you have some platforms in the front, single layer floodgates in the back, and then once unlocked, you put in the sluices in the front, which allows you to open up the floodgates in the back. And just keep building up the water in there. That reminds me, I do need to close you off. Oh, no. Come on, guys. I need you all to work. Just a little bit more. You're almost there. Sorry about that. Ah, they didn't finish it. Come on. Save a little bit of the water. You can do it. Okay, we saved a little bit more water. But only 6.8 days. So overall, we're gonna be okay. Right. I do want to now figure out how to get power supply in here. Because I would love to keep building up rather than, you know, building all of this. Alternatively, and that might be the slightly cooler approach, we could start another tree. So if we go ahead, what do we actually need? Storage would be good up down here. And storage, I know the big one at least. But that needs 250 science, so we could actually just unpause some of our inventors. Does that make sense? Well, first of all, we need to keep building up our system here. Because the bad tide is coming, so we do need to be prepared. Let me just quickly put all of this in. And then probably also just gonna remove the path from this side. There we go. And wrap this up so I don't need to think about it anymore. Oop. Didn't mean to put these in. There we go. And now just a few more ladders. And then, yeah, our beavers can do the rest. Make sure all of this is connected. There we go. Should also pause that lumberjack flag. And I guess you are replacing them, so that is good. Also makes me think I want a system here, back there. A system. Levees. And then a couple of dam pieces. Let's maybe put in 3 dam pieces just to be safe. So we store a bit more extra water in here. And they should be able to reach this from this side. Oh yeah, why not? Staircase there, bit of path over here. System over there. Don't know if we need that top part. We're building it on both of these. We have 23 scrap metals. So let's look again for the... I keep on saying meat grinder, but it's obviously not a meat grinder. You are the builder's hut. We should actually unpause you. And unpause you as well. But we will be a bit short on power, won't we? Yeah. Okay, so let's pause you again. I wonder if we could. You can build these on here. Whoa! That thing is massive. But, you know where it fits? On top of a tree. Oh, very cool. This is how we get power into our tree. Alright, I want to do that. Let's see. Storage. Storage. Nope, let's go one bigger. There we go. And then in the tree structures, tree trunk side block with branch access. Wait, and which direction does the access need to face? 100 science? Sure. Ah, I should have checked first. You need eucalyptus. The rest we're already producing. So where can we actually place some eucalyptus? I think back here. Just along the coast. Eucalyptus. There we go. And I'm gonna replace you again with an oak. All right. Building a nice level up here. Sweet. Don't lock yourself out, please. You have nothing to do. That means I'm gonna say bye-bye. In the meantime, we're also turning on the scavenger flag again. Water is fine, food is still fine. So things are doing okay, I want to say. How much is the power of the science? 200. Why can't I? Maybe these are facing the wrong way. So let's see. I wish there was an arrow on top. If the developer sees this... Oh wait. There was more, wasn't there? No, just like that. Maybe now we can put the power on top? No. Oh, maybe it needs to be built first. To be honest, this kind of makes more sense. So I'm gonna give this a try first. How much is it actually to build these? Ah, 6 logs. Yeah, be my guest, guys. Okay. I like how they're building this. This is so cool. I'm geeking out about this. Well, that's alright. What are you guys building, actually? Oh, maybe you're building the staircases. The ladders. I think so. Oh, I would love for this to be done as well. Before the bad tide hits. Let a little bit of this out. Yeah, we lost some water. I should disconnect these when I do that. Oh well, live and learn. Okay, how are things going up here? Actually, high prioritize you. We could use some more log storage, actually, so why not? And then you guys can build these as well, because then we can figure out. So apparently not like this. Which makes me think they are facing the wrong way. So let's go back in here, turn them around. How do we actually put a branch in? Branch. Don't quite understand. No, the branches go out this way. Still no. What am I not doing right? Seems like it likes that level. Maybe the builder's hut is a little bit bugged. Alright, so one more time. Branch out this way, branch out this way. Because that should now... That actually won't attach either. Can place it in the middle. Oh, look at that. And then it kind of connects. Okay, let's try solid blocks then. Is that the smartest choice? Probably not. But I think it's alright. We can put a warehouse on there. There we actually just unlock. Ah, this doesn't work either? Alright. Drought is over. Our beavers are still happily building all of this, which is nice. But I think I need to move the builder's hut somewhere else. It doesn't quite seem to work. Because this is always trying to snap on to the level below. But the rest kind of seems alright, right? Ooh. Sorry guys. Flooding. I really need to build these wow, I'm struggling. I really need to build the smelter, the grinder. All right, let's have a look into this. The grinder is here. Burn power is over this way. Ooh. Yeah, go for it. And I think we should be able to build this up by saying, where are they? Power? Power dam? No, that wouldn't work. But the power levy. There we go. I also need to unpause these two, so we get enough of the material in there. Here's some planks, Yeah, we're producing it all right now. Oh, I still have you guys on 24-hour shifts. Sorry, guys. Let's go back to 20. I'm gonna pause an inventor. And actually, where did all the... Wow, we already chopped down all the wood? That was quick. Oh, but that does also remind me we should not chop down our eucalyptus. There we go. All right, where could we get more wood? Harvested everything down there. Once they build this side up, we could try to climb back up this way. Or we go up this way, which might make sense anyways in the long run. Nope, not staircases. I don't know if I would build staircases with this faction, to be honest. All right, there we go. And this way we can connect back in here. Now let me make sure we're setting you guys up to the highest priority. So we can get back in there. For you, we're just waiting on planks and gears anyways. Which means we're technically waiting on a ton of planks. You don't need to be in the treadmill anymore. Still a bit short on workers. So you're gonna get sacked. I unpaused you, didn't I, instead of pausing you. Alright, here we go. Another drought. I am on the hardest difficulty, no? I forgot where I'm checking. Huh. I did select it. So I'm not entirely sure what's happening. Look, we got some apples. Ah, so cool. We're kind of fully out of trees, which makes me think you only provide one. You provide 3. It's not a ton either, but we really need to get up there. All right. Time to cut down all of our apples and all of our eucalyptus. We need more logs. Per usual. I think I had set you guys to highest priority. Don't need to. We first need to put in the ladders, and then we can resume the power levy. That guy's waiting for this one anyways. Yeah, I don't think we're wrapping this up before the bat tide. But that's okay. Still throwing in the lumber in here. I guess that's alright as well. No, I should pause this one and this one. I want you guys to finish these ladders and save the rest of the trees. Gonna turn both of you back on. And that over here makes me think we need a ladder over there as well. Alright, in you go. And making sure we're marking all the trees up here to be harvested as well. Oh, no, 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 no. We're gonna high prioritize you. Once they build that, they shouldn't be able to walk in from this side. Sneaky beavers. It's funny how they built from the ladder. Check this out. Reminds me a bit of Wicked. Just floating. Anyways. They're almost done with this one, which is good. Ah, come on. Someone could have built that. How are we doing overall in... Okay, 87%. They take 30 days, which means 10% missing. 3 more days to get them done. Oh, that's rough. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is recover some logs. Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. And I think with that, we might have died. Oh, that's painful. I was so focused on getting up to the trees that I forgot to check the water. Alright. Alright. Well, you know what? This stream has been going on for almost 2 hours, so I might just end it. I have to say, I love this section, this faction. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of different game styles. So I'd love to play some more of this. We'll see if we're gonna add this into the rotation of our regular Beaver seasons, but this would be quite fun. All right. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.